Yeah. So after the continuation, so here we can see, like I told you, right, there are demo automation websites are there, so we can choose any one of them. Okay. So I will share you this link as well. So you can see that we have many automation demo sites. Okay. So we'll take one of them is this one. Okay. Like it is a Origin HRM. It is a kind of HR management tool. So where we can have a new employee and leaves and all the time sheets will be there. So going forward, we will work on this particular site. Okay, so this is the URL I want to launch in the browser. So I will copy the URL and I'll go to here like our program. So I'll mention in that navigate to this page. Okay, so navigate to this page. So you can see there are four lines, right? We have written for 4 lines to open and close, open in the okay, opening our browser and navigating this particular site, right? And I want to get this page title, that title. Okay, so title. So it will get the some kind of method. So all of them are predefined methods only. So how to read this method, where we can find it, I will explain later. No problem. Coming sessions. Okay. So just I want to print the session. Okay, print the page title. Why I'm printing the page title first time, right? So by default, this particular playwright will have a headed mode. So you know headless and head. So let's see that execution and you come to know. So whenever I run this program, so how to run this program? So right click on this Java editor, okay, and we have a run and the class name. So demo playwright dot main method, which means we are executing from here. So it is building, okay, compilation is happening. So after internally, like it will compile the code compile and it will check all the playwright jar files or binaries are it properly or not. Okay. So and you can see the execution is started. Yeah. So the page title get printed, right? So whatever the in the system dot outer println within the double quotation, whatever you have added, so that will be printed in the console. So that we all know, right? So apart from that, we have a plus and a concatenation plus symbol and followed by our playwright command. That is command is page dot title. So which will print the page of the title. So this is the page title. So here you can see orange HRM. So this is a page title. So that got printed here, okay, successfully, and we haven't seen any browser launch. So because of the it is a like head mode, it is done. Okay, so which means like in the it is not visible to our execution. So we want to see the execution. So we have to create an option called launch, that browser launch. Okay, so here by default browser launch and there is a one method called set. Okay, set headless. So set headless is true, which means it is a internally like in the memory it is executed properly. Okay, so by default it is a true. So we'll make sure that it is false. So then you can able to see your execution. So this time you are able to see the Chromium browser launch and load the particular site. Yeah, now you can see the Chromium browser is launched and our particular site also get launched. Okay, so without any manual interruption, we are able to launch this particular Chromium Chrome browser, right? Yeah. But if you do some first time, right? So this is not the case. So what happened is I in my machine already I have already run many times, right? So that is the case. There is a no download happen in the backend. So download in the backend in the sense, suppose in this, if you know like other tool Selenium is required to execute our. So we need to put there is a driver exe, right? So this playwright people has been taken care that download driver downloads inbuilt. So let me explain that one. So go to yeah our C drive. Okay, so this is the place C users and m2 and repository data com dot library. Suppose if I delete this one, okay, so what does mean? So actually Maven will download for our case. Okay, all the drivers. Okay, all the bundles. Okay, Playwright, Java, all those things. Suppose if I delete this particular uh, mm, Playwright this thing, let me okay, let me start with my program. So I deleted all those existing downloads, and for your case, this is the one. When you write this program of 5 lines and execute, okay. So in the console, you can observe here. In the console, the downloads will happen. That is the right place or not? I'm rerunning. Yeah, but not that place. I think. Let me hold on. Go to. Yeah, it is not this place. Users. I forgot that one. People, users. There is a Microsoft here. No, app data. I think, yeah, I got it. Yeah. So there is a app data. We have a app data right here. Yeah. So in that app data, there is a local. In that local, we can have a Microsoft binary. Not this one. Just a second. Local. Yes, playwright. Some. That is a useful thing only, right? App data. Okay. Basically, this place, right? Our runtime runtime libraries will be take like wherever the browser is there and browser launch, all the activities will take from here on. Microsoft, where is the yeah, this is the one. Okay, so in your case also you can. So for your case, very first time when you are doing in your machine, so this place, this folder does not exist. Okay, so after running your first program only, it will exist. So it will download. So let me do. I will delete this one and let's try this one. So this is a very important thing. So whenever you have, or sometimes the browsers will not be open, there is a kind of issue. So what does mean is that driver related drivers or like browser related drivers will not be downloaded properly because of some internet issue or any other thing. So that time we have to come here and delete this particular uh, folder and try run your program. Then automatically downloads will happen. Okay. So let's do that one. Still it is running. Yeah. Let me close this one. Yeah, there is a no MS. MS is not there. Yeah. So now you can see in this particular console. Okay, let's run this program again. Now that Chromium, WebKit, and Firefox, all the driver, you see. So downloading happening. Okay, download from Chromium. So this is the kind of downloads. You can see the percentage of downloads. Okay, which bundle we are using, like this one. Okay, and you can see other browsers also. Okay, here you can see Firefox one 130.0. Yeah, and WebKit downloading WebKit. So all the browsers driver related information is downloading there. But in the Selenium, we used to download manually, and we need to place in a project location some path, and we have to specify. So that is not required in the Playwright. So that is the one of the advantage, or like issue overcome from in the Playwright. So it doesn't take care about the browser related stuff. So for Selenium, we have to download a Chrome for Chrome browser, Chromium, Chrome data driver exe. For Firefox, we have to download some other exe, right? So if here it is not required. Okay. So for your case, this is the output from the very first time when you integrate and after writing this program, so you will get that screen. Okay. So this is the one. Yeah. Now, currently, before going to start the session, right? So you see my browser icon. Okay. So what is my browser icon here? Or we can see like typing by that one. So you know a difference between that Chromium browser. What is a Chromium browser? Anybody? You see? So this is a Chrome browser and it is a Chromium browser. Our Chromium browser will have some kind of blue color icon. Okay. And our normal Chrome browser will have this one, right? So we have a kind of Chromium browsers. We have Chromium browsers. In that, one of them is Chrome browser. And also we have another Chromium browser, MS Edge browser. Okay, not Internet Explorer. So Edge browser. Okay, so what does mean is, so the enterprise level. Okay, so this is the enterprise version. So that Google is developed by this particular Chrome browser. So this colored of Chrome browser, it has built in some plugins automatically when you purchase or when you get the license kind of thing. Okay, but this is a open source Chromium. Okay, this is a open source Chromium, so it does not have some capability, but the developers are whoever using them, so they can use and they can add their own. They can make our own customized browser. So that is the case. They develop as a one of the open source browsers community. So it is called like Chromium. Chromium under we have a Chrome browser. Okay, so Edge browser also there. So that is the first thing. Okay. So now that is the case. Whenever you launch this program, right? Maybe somebody observed or not. So this is the screen of a browser launch. But we can able to launch this browser. So we need to set the channel. Okay. So that we'll see. And first we'll see that Chromium kind of thing. So Let me run again one more time and you can see the observations. So let me run this program again. Now this time we are opening a Chromium by default Chrome browser. Chromium browser. And you can see the icon here. So this is the icon, right? Yeah. So similarly, now I want to open a Firefox. So here, changing of your browser site. So after Playwright, changing of browser, you can change that option. Chromium or Firefox, and there is a WebKit. So these are the main browser types. Okay, so let's open the Firefox. So this time, which browser we are launching? Firefox browser is launched with the same code. Okay, with the same kind of code. Yeah. So it is a like kind of Firefox browser is launched. So we are not changing at all any code. So that is the one. And next one is a WebKit. So just by changing the method of Chromium, Firefox, and WebKit. So basically, WebKit is used for Firefox. Sorry, Safari. Okay, WebKit is used for Safari. So even in that Selenium, right? So Safari should be installed in your machine, but in Playwright, you no need in like generally in MacBook only we will have a Safari, right? So in the Windows, we doesn't have a Safari browsers, as we know. So this is a basic thing. So even this Windows machine also does not install Safari, but even by using the Playwright of WebKit tool, so we can able to launch. So that is a one more solution from the apart from the Selenium. Yeah, let me run again. Oh, multiple time it is done. Yes. So this is a Safari. You can see the WebKit. So by using WebKit, it is loaded in our machine, right? Yes. Okay. So till now we opened Chromium browser and so Firefox browser and WebKit browser. And as I told you, right? So very first step. So if you does not provide anything in the headless, okay. So without a headless is true or default, we cannot see your execution browser launching. But as the execution will happen like that only, okay. So backend will be execution will be triggered. So now, if you want to explicitly, you can make that true. Then we can see that all the kind of executions, right? Yes. Now, so we want to open a kind of respect to browsers. Like I told you, right? So Chromium blue color one we open, right? But our case, my client should be work on so normal browser. So this is the method. Set the channel. Okay, set the channel of Chrome. So which means, so this time it is a part of Chromium, Chrome browser related library, right? So we need to change this to Chromium. So as part of this Chromium, and we are setting the channel as a Chrome. So which means the license version are like The gray color one will open. Let's see that. Now we can see this is our browser. Okay, and it opened this one successfully. Right. So what is the addition we have done apart from the existing code? So just we set the channel. Okay, there is a method called set channel. You can provide the which browser you want in the Chromium. So I want to launch a MS Edge. Okay, Edge. MS hyphen Edge, MS Edge. Let's see it. MS Edge. Edge spelling is wrong. Right? Yeah, is that correct? MS Edge. So you can see that it is not able to find something like unsupported Chromium. Maybe the name is wrong. Let's think this. Let's type that in Google. MS Edge. Okay, A is extra. I think A is not there. Yeah, sorry for that. Yeah. Yes. Now you can see. So the Edge browser. Okay. Yes. Clear, right? So this is about the our as per the agenda. So we can write this code. Okay, after my session, we can play around this kind of code by seeing that and play around in our machine. So it is a very like going forward, we are going to write a many things, right? So just explore it. And right now we are changing, right? So I want to Chrome. Okay, browser. I am changing here, and also I'm changing the set channel, right? Firefox. So if you want to change the Firefox browser, so instead of we can use some kind of Java concept. Okay. So we can use some kind of Java concept. So how to like based on our option. So suppose in our real time what will happen, right? So the client will request it to run our programs on Firefox. So we need to give some one kind of parameter. Our code should be based on the parameter our code should be executed. Okay, so what does mean is we will write this code a kind of control statements. So do this whenever you got some input Chromium. So do this kind of Chrome browser. So you can set the channel as a Chrome, something like. Okay. So to do that, we need some kind of basic for Java topics that is called control statements. Okay. So let's see that those control statement and Java basics now. Yeah. So what we had done, so we have created till now Maven project and Chrome browser, right? Adding any website, okay? And we have run the four different kind of browsers. Next one is like we'll start the method constructor and data types. Okay, so then after we have some time, we can see that a control statement. If not, let's see. Okay, yeah. So let's open the method. Yeah, data types first. So for that, I will create a one program, Java program. So I'm creating a Java class. Okay. So test variable my class name. Yeah. So in my Java class, I want to use some kind of like in the first session, right? We talked about a car class. So what we will write here? So here we will write a variables, right? Variables are properties. Okay, variables are properties. So variables and property, we define some kind of types. Okay, int a. Okay, int a equal to 100. So this is the variable. Okay. So here, what does mean is, so this is a is a variable and assigned as a 10 value, and this 10 value type is int type. So so what does mean this one, right? So in the memory, whenever you write this one, so there is some memory block is allocated, and reference name is a, and which store a 10 value. Okay. And so whenever you define a type, okay, when you define a type, based on the type, the memory allocation will happen. Okay. Suppose it is a int type. Okay, integer type. So integer type has some by default length. Okay, based on the length, some memory will be default memory will be occupied. So which means right now we have simple 10 variable we store. Suppose you want to store multiple like say 1 lakh something. So that time automatically it will resize, right? So because of resize, because of it has some kind of default size. So you can store minimum value or maximum value. Okay. So similarly, we have a kind of multiple data types. So let's see that. And the first we'll focus on the variable. So variable which have some reference value. Okay, reference name. Okay. So it is a. So just I say a only. We can give any name. So what it does, a is having a reference of 10 value. So what is the 10 value type? Type is a int. So we are integer type is a reference of a, and we are storing an integer value in a 10. So the reference is this one. Whenever you want to use this 10 value in your next level of program, you will write a only. Okay. So system dot out dot println, and if you print this a value, so a value what is stored in that memory? It is 10. So in the console you will see the 10 value. So that is what. Okay. Variable is a kind of reference name. Okay. To the particular data type, and what type of the value it will store based on the data, it will be decided. So that is the variable type. Okay. So let's see that data types. Data types, right? Yeah. So now we have like data types. Like we have two categories of data types in Java. So that is primitive data types and non-primitive data types. Okay, let me highlight these things. Yeah. So these are the primitive data types and non-primitive data types. So what are the primitive data types and what are the non-primitive data types? So we'll learn it. Okay. So next slide, if I go with the next slide, like yeah. So now you can see these are the data types. Okay. So coming to the primitive category, so we have like integers. So we want to store a data in kind of integer type. So we can represent our data by using integers as a int. Okay, so this is a int shortcut. So we can store your integer data types. Okay, and there there would be a decimal and kind of data we want to store in a float. One second. And we want to store the data into characters, so we can use this char. Okay, so boolean, it is a boolean type only. So boolean by default we have true or false. Yeah, and this category, right, this category called as a under. So int type, float type, and character and boolean types. These are the like primitive data type. Okay, and coming to non-primitive data types, this called as a string, array, and objects. String, array, and objects. So we discussed about the object, right? Kind of high level. So there are two kind of categories, right? Primitive and non-primitive. Let's see the one by one. Uh, Let me clear this draws. Yeah. Again, subcategories. So, yeah. Integers, we can see this few more like byte type, short type, int type, long type, and the float type. We have a float and double. For character type, we can char only, and boolean type is boolean. Okay. So in integer type, we have like I earlier, like previous slide, we have only int, right? But now we got a byte and short and long, right? So it depends upon the size of the data. Okay, because it depends upon the size. So you want to, right? Byte, 1 byte equal to how many bits? So based on that, memory will be allocated. So there are some kind of by default size are there. So we can explore it. What is the default size of this particular integer type? Default size of the floating type. Okay, and default character size of the default boolean types. Right. So coming to the example level, so how to declare this kind of integers, okay, or integer or whatever. Okay, so this is the first thing is int. Okay, the first place is type we should define. Okay, so here any data type, the syntax will be like this. I will show you here. So let me write. Okay, so first is data type. Okay, data type. Okay, and variable name. Variable name. Okay, so variable name and the value. Okay, so this is the basic syntax. Oh, not able to see. Let me change the color. Okay, let me write here better. Let me open Notepad and I will write it. Let me clear this draws. Yeah, the syntax like this. So data type. Okay, data type. Okay, and the variable name. Okay, and value. Okay, or we can say data type reference name. Okay, you can give any name, reference name equal to value. Sometime I will talk about reference name, reference. Okay, variable name or reference name. So by this way only, it is we can declare that variables. You see, so here is our int, right? Let me highlight it. Data types. So we have these many data types. In that, which data type you have taken for this example? It is an int. So here you can say int. Okay, and next is age. Age is your reference variable or age. Okay, or reference variable or variable name. And what is the age? Age will represent an integer type. So it is a 25 or 26, whatever. Okay? So 25 here, example. So something like we can store all the values. Okay, float. Float is a data type. And price is a variable name or reference name. And actual value is define this one. 19.99 of F. F tell us like it is a floating point number. So by default, yeah. And character. So you want to declare a character. So you can declare by using character followed by grade. Grade is a variable name. Here variables are very important. Variable data type. Okay, data type is followed by variable name and actual value you want to define. And boolean. So E is boolean true. So boolean. So they by default there are two values only. Okay, one is true. Okay, and false. Okay, and the boolean by default value is false. Okay, true false only we can write it, true or false. So next one. Yeah, next one is like non-primitives. Okay, so non-primitives. So just I will give some introduction only, but later next sessions I will explain more. Okay, so we have a string. Okay, string and character. What is the difference? So character which can represent only one character. So a small a, for example, within the single quotes. But coming to the string, right? We want to add a sequence of characters, not only single character. It is a sequence of collection of characters. So that is called as a string. Okay, and in this string in Java, okay, it is by default it is an object. Okay, so what is object? Already we discussed, right? It is a okay object. So we can declare a string like this. First one is data type. Okay, as I told you, data type, variable name, and followed by the value equal to followed by value. So that is what. And coming to the array, right? So in a int type, okay, in int a, okay, a equal to 10. So which means it is a data type integer and variable which holds only 10 values only, right? Which means single number. Okay, but we want to declare a 10 comma 20 comma or 20 comma